conversation between presidential candidate Senator Marcos and the panelists was spanning several issues, including the geopolitical conflicts and the oil price crisis. Now we will resume the questions from the panels.
Mga nagabi po, Senator. Good evening, Rolex. Ang katanungan ko po ay tungkol sa power. Alam niyo po yung IPIRA, inati yung bansa natin. Electric Power Reforms Industry Act, IPIRA. Yung po ganito, recently ang Malacanang po ay naglabas. Pinirmahan ng Pangulo, Executive Order 164, adding nuclear power to the energy mix. And among others, to study the viability kung pwede pa natin i-operate yung EMPP at ang iba pang mga facilities para sa paggamit ng nuclear energy. Pwede mo malaman kung ano yung isip ko po tungkol dito. Kasi po mangyayari sa sunod na termino, ang 18 milestones. Ito po yung unang hakbang lang.
Marami talagang pinag-uusapan ng energy side. Ito, aminin ko sa inyo, talagang pinag-aaralan na napakahirap ayusin. Dahil nga yung ating sistema, period of marami talaga nakakontain dyan na kailangan pag-aralan ulit. Because ang reklamo sa buong bansa, most na consumers lamang at saka yung mga negosyante. Kasi lagi natin napapag-usapan mga foreign investors na nagre-reklamo sa power, pati local investors. Kaya ang investment sa Pilipinas is not capital intensive. Yung mga investment sa Pilipinas short term lang, kung minsan akma nilang pumapasok lang basta yan. It doesn't build anything. So that is it. It is a major problem. Kung titignan natin ang projection sa pangyayari, ngayon, just as a perfect example, na yun narinig na siguro naman ng lahat, na sinasabi na baka sa eleksyon, magkakaroon ng brownout. Kaya dahil maging nasa gitna na tayo ng sama ng pag-araw. Kaya dyan ang maliwanag, kulang na talaga ang power supply doon sa ating requirements. At saka, yung idagdag pa dapat natin para makapag-industrialize tayo ng mabuti. Kaya that's something that has to be attended to. In other words, kailangan natin lahat. Kailangan natin lahat ng makuha natin ng power sources para mapigyan tayo ng mas mura at mas malawak at mas reliable na power supply. Ngayon, maaari natin i-expand yung ating hydro, expand natin yung ating geothermal. But there is a very simple idea when it comes to the energy sector. It's something called the base load. The base load is a load that never goes away. It's the demand that never goes away. Kahit gabi, kahit araw. Ito na yung mga planta na nagpapatakbo. So that base load has to be satisfied. Kaya kung hindi umiihip ang hangin, paano yung power? Kung gabi, paano yung solar power? Kailangan pa rin yung traditional. Ngayon, doon tayo mamamili. Although it's not traditional for the Philippines, nuclear power is already considered a traditional power source. So it has to be looked into. Yung sa BNPP, nag-offer na, because if you, Korea has, I believe, 5 sister plants to the Westinghouse plant in BNPP. And they have offered, I always say it's ironic that the names of their plants are Core 1, Core 2, Core 3, Core 4, Core 5. Pero tayo hindi tayo nagkaroon kahit isa. But they have offered to come with their technical people, and they have offered to come to give us an idea kung pwede pa ba ito. Because kahit pa paano, it was the BNPP, the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant, was supposed to go online with 650 megawatts in 1986. That's a long time ago. Marami ng bagong technologies, marami ng bagong requirements. So we'll see. We have to. I think we should be open to our Korean friends to come and to tell us if this is still viable or you have to do something else. When it comes to nuclear power as an idea, let's just follow the science. Because dito naging political sa Pilipinas. I'm it's also political in other places, but in our particular case, the reason we have no power plant, nuclear power plant at all is pure politics. Did not really follow the science. So we have to look into it because even after Fukushima, when everybody was saying nuclear power is good, we have to rethink, we have to, kailangan natin palaranan ulit yan, mga delikado. Walang nagbago ng kanilang pagplano na pagpatayo ng nuclear power plant kahit saan. Amerika tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Sa France, the majority of their power is already created by nuclear power. So in the other countries, ganun din. So I still think that it's something we should examine. There are many new technologies. One of the ones that we keep reading about are the modular nuclear power plant. They start with a small one. Gusto ng palaki, bumili ka ulit ng module, ikakabit mo ng palaki hanggang gusto mo. Siguro naman kaya natin patakboy ng nuclear power plant. There's no reason na bakit hindi kaya ng Pilipinas na magpatakbo ng nuclear power plant. So, it's something that should be part of the mix. Kasama dyan is COP26, where we decided to cut down on coal-fired power generation. And what happened, nagtaas na ng presyo kasi walang kapalit sa renewable. Ibig sabihin, yung mix ng renewable at saka traditional, kailangan talaga natin, we have to decide once and for all, what is the mix that is agreed that is good for the Philippines. I think it's not going to be a static point. I think as the years go on, and we develop renewables, we develop other sources of power, that mix is going to slowly shift towards renewables, hopefully, because that's what we want, because of climate change. Nonetheless, that mix is still something that's up in the air that we haven't really determined what is proper and appropriate for the Philippines setting. But to make a short answer to your question, is that lahat kailangan natin palakihin yung hydroelectric, kailangan natin palakihin yung geothermal, kailangan natin paramihan ng mga power plant, kailangan natin tumingin sa mga bagong technologies, wind farm, solar, kailangan natin tingnan ng legit. At kung kailangan talaga, huwag balikan natin oil farm. But oil farm has become less and less attractive because of what's happening in the volatility of oil prices, especially in the last 2-3 years. Then with this new development in Ukraine, talagang kailangan pag-isip-isipan natin mabuti. Kasi baka maipit tayo, pag tumaas na naman, hindi natin may patakbo yung slanta natin, balik na naman tayo sa dati, nasa brownout na naman tayo. Now we have lots of coal here in the Philippines. The Chinese claim to have good enough technology. I've actually visited one of their coal-fired plants that na malinis na, that they're able to extract the carbon and they're able to dispose of the carbon properly. So all of these things we need to look into. Lahat yan kailangan natin.
Well, after the generating of tayo plants ko, mga reklamo sa plants ko, Senador, open na kayo sa idea na katulad ng tubig, may west sector operator, may east sector operator, sa chop-chop natin ang plants ko?
I don't think so. May economies of scale yan eh. Ang business model ng high tension na delivery na ginagamit ng Transco is the same as a tollway. You maintain the tollway, you collect toll, and that's how you pay for what you build. That's the same thing that Transco should be doing. Yun lamang, siguro na hindi sapat. Sa amin lang, marami kaming pangangailangan dyan sa Transco. We were hoping to build a high-tension cable from Ilocos Norte to directly export the power we are producing by windmills directly to Manila because that's where the demand is. And it's more profitable for us. But hanggang ngayon, hindi pa nangyayari. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to the board meetings and the discussions going on in Transco. So I do not know quite why wala pa yan. But yes, it should be pira are already obsolete. As a matter of fact, sir.
Senator,
Yes, yes.
I hope you don't mind. I'd like to switch topics a little because we have a short period to ask on so many issues.
All right.
I'd like to ask about agriculture because you mentioned that in the last time you were here. One of the biggest problems that the sector is facing is the aging of farmers.
Yes.
One study I read said that their average age is between 57 and 59. And the worst thing is their children don't want to go into agriculture. And this observation is supported by declining enrollment in agricultural programs of SUCs across the nation. And last, the Secretary of Agriculture last year said that we may be facing a critical shortage of farmers in as little as 12 years, and he said this last year. So maybe you'd like to share with us what your plans are regarding this issue.
Regarding the age of farmers getting older, not only are they discouraged coming, their parents who are farmers, they say, huwag na kayong pumasok dito, napakahirap ng buhay dito. Mag-aaral kayo, pumunta kayo sa Manila, pumunta kayo sa city, dyan kayo magpagaling para hindi nyo na kailangan daanan kung dinadaanan namin. That's the state of the agriculture in the Philippines today. As a general rule, as a general concept, I think we have to really shift already from what is essentially still mom and pop operation and talk about agribusiness and talk about the industry of agriculture. And there are many things that we need to do to achieve that, to get to that point. See, let's go back to the issue of the age of our farmers and the young people who are not going into agriculture. If it is an agribusiness, if it is not the traditional farming method that we are always going through, that we have been doing for the last millennia, but move into something that is more high-tech, then that will necessarily ask need for the entry into more technically minded agribusiness practitioners, and that will bring the age younger immediately. I know already for myself, young people in their 30s who have discovered some new technology or have come across a new thing. Bagay sa atin to, gawin natin. And they do, and they have brought all kinds of new techniques to farming, but it's not yet extensive because there are no encouragements coming from government in terms of tax breaks, in terms of I don't really believe in subsidies in that regard, but I still think that we can improve the attractiveness of the agricultural sector to younger people if we use the most modern, most interesting technology. And the kids say they can geek it out. Right? They'll just pag-aaralan nila na mabuti. That's a very interesting. It will become a very interesting line.
Is there an important role for government to play? Because if you look at the public spending on agriculture in the Philippines, it's only about 1.7% of the national budget, far below what is being spent in other ASEAN countries.
It's been that, and it has been that way for a long time. I think we have really neglected agriculture because we had a system set up where the entire value chain was attended to by government. And of course, the private sector practitioners come into the picture during the trading and in the market. But that was
Di ba mayaman ng mga Marcos?
in 1986 and has not been a replacement for it. So we have to do it again. And if we look at the countries that we are competing with in terms of rice production, for example, is there Thailand and Vietnam, the obvious ones.
Si Imelda Marcos,
Their cost of
asawa
production
ni
is lower.
nung dating Pangulo.
The labor
Nanay niya yun.
segment of their production cost is one half of ours.
Si Imelda Papin.
And that's due to mechanization. We have not mechanized at all. It's going to take, it's not a simple thing because we have to organize now large, to be able to mechanize properly, to use the big machines, the big tractors, the big harvesters, Yung nakikita natin sa ibang bansa na ginagamit na laki-laki, na ang bilis-bilis, siguro sa isang araw, ilang hektarya na nakukover nila. Pero ang average na holding, land holding dito sa Pilipinas is less than 1 hectare. So hindi mo magamit yung mga ganong klaseng makina. So the way to do it, or the way we did it in Ilocos, was we organized the cooperatives. And in that way, we were able to take full advantage of economies of scale. And I think that's what we need to do here in the Philippines now. But there are other things that need to be done as well. We have, I think the fact that we are importing galunggong as well has been made very, very public. It's been very, very clear that it is quite a surprise for that for us to get into that situation. But again, it really comes from a neglect and the agricultural sector. So the things we have to do the research and development for the new varieties, for the new yung kung nag-aalaga ng hayop, paano yung gagawin yung pagkalat ng mga inahin. Again, you know, these are different schemes that we have to put together. In our fisheries, there is a very, very good potential for us kung ayusin lang natin ating kinukuha ng isda. Number one, bigyan natin yung mga mangingisda na mas malaking bangka. Maliliit lang yung bangka nila. And they have to go out already 12 kilometers kasi overfish na dito sa loob. And then, of course, patrol so that marami nagpo-port sa atin. So, we have to have all the best techniques and technologies for our farmers and for our fishermen, fisher folk. So, that's just the beginning of it. And then the support. Now, one of the biggest problems that the agricultural industry is facing right now in terms of crops is urea is 2,500 pesos now. And we know of many areas where farmers just didn't plant. And that kills our production. Taas na naman ang importation natin. Because importation, kung minsan, kung kulang talaga. Kung pabayaan mo yan, tataas naman ang presyo, hindi na kaya ng tao. Kaya talagang ayusin yung agrikultura. So you have to support, the government has to support that. This question of urea, for example, siguro ang gobyerno nang bibili in bulk, hundreds of tons of urea, and then isama na yan sa production load bago planting season. Magbibigay ka ng production load sa farmer, yung iba pera, yung iba seedlings, yung iba abono. The fertilizer, at yung pesticide. And then you could support them with new techniques, the techno demos, teach them what are the new plants, what are the new techniques, how you can save water, how you can save on the other inputs, etc., etc. And then the processing. You know, it is not, should not really be allowed anymore. Dapat in the year 2022, dapat wala na tayong nakikita ang palay na tinutuyo sa highway. Dahil dapat meron na tayong binigay. Yeah, si Jose Cruz knows this well from pero sa local talagang yun ang problema eh. So, tapos yung mga milling, dapat talaga meron tayong milling na small scale, large scale, depending on everyone. So the value stays with the farmer. Hindi pumupunta sa trader na may malaking milling na planta. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the traders. They have a part to play. But let's keep as much of the value added and give it back to the farmer. And then, if we're able to do that, gumanda ang ating production, bumura ang ating production cost, we can directly sell it. And the kadiwa is the example that we always use. We can sell it to the public at a lower price, assuming the government will not make a profit. Because the government should not make a profit, so they should be able to sell these basic agricultural products for less.